EastEnders reveals Lauren labor drama amid Cindy's big return. Will she give birth safely? While the Beals reel from the homecoming, Lauren Branning then goes into labor, with only arch-enemy Cindy on hand to help. It's safe to say Cindy hasn't been missed, begins our Albert Square insider. She scurried off after Kathy admitted she was behind the Christmas Day shovel attack, and only conflicted Peter has reached out since she left. No one hates Cindy more than Lauren, so she doesn't relish the idea of her future mother-in-law helping her through childbirth. But she might not have a choice in the matter. Hours before her and Peter's engagement party, Lauren has her final checkup with the midwife. She's still concerned her painkiller addiction may have harmed her unborn baby, and she's nervous when the midwife discusses possible complications with the upcoming birth. Peter does little to put his fiancée's mind at rest when he ducks out of the appointment to take a phone call, leaving Lauren livid. There's more stress in store when the venue for the party falls through, thanks to a fault at the Albert, so Kathy quickly arranges to hold it at Harry's barn instead, but anxious Lauren struggles to get into the upbeat vibe, especially when Ian makes an insensitive comment. After taking herself to the office for 5 minutes alone, Lauren is then found by concerned Kathy, who gives her a pep talk and encourages her to rejoin the party, just in time for the arrival of surprise guest Cindy. Peter attempts to keep the atmosphere calm, explains our source, but Lauren's having none of it. She storms out after giving her boyfriend an ultimatum. It's her or Cindy. This leaves Peter in a predicament should he go after his lady or give his mother the chance to redeem herself, after having torn 2 families apart by cheating on his dad with Junior Knight. When the rest of the Beale and Knight clans turn their back on her, spiteful Cindy goes on the defensive and publicly announces that Kathy attacked her back in December. With the party ruined thanks to her truth bomb, and Kathy forced to face up to her actions, Cindy decides to have it out with Lauren. But when she gets to Lauren's flat, she gets more than she bargained for, as she has gone into labor. Putting their animosity aside, Cindy calls an ambulance but is told it could take ages. Says our insider, she has to take matters into her own hands to get Lauren to hospital as soon as possible. Will Lauren and the baby be okay? And could this be Cindy's chance to make amends? EastEnders airs shocking Shireen arrest twist in early iPlayer release. Teddy makes a new plan. With Teddy now aware that Nicola at least ordered Shireen's killing, he urged his ex-wife to run before she gets caught by the police, with her body buried in Paradise Park. But he had a change of heart and stopped Nicola desperately trying to dig up the body at the site, telling her that they will sort out this mess together. In today's episode, Teddy managed to delay construction work Paradise Park for a couple of days, while Barney and Harry assumed that Nicola was now staying in Wolford. Teddy decided to go back to Benji and offer him $68,000 to move Shireen's body, but Benji played hardball and demanded $150,000 to get the job done. Nicola immediately accepted Benji's deal, wanting this nightmare to be over, but Teddy was furious as they didn't have that sum of money to give him. She suggested that they sell Harry's barn to scrape the cash together, which left Teddy disappointed, but when he broke the news to Harry, he realized just how much the business meant to his son. Meanwhile, Nicola gave Benji the deposit, and he suggested that there was more she was hiding from Teddy. Does he mean the truth about Barney's paternity? Or is Nicola hiding something else? Teddy told Nicola that they couldn't sell the bar, but when she couldn't be persuaded, he asked Phil to buy the business back and keep Harry on as a licensee. Realizing Teddy was in a mess, Phil agreed to make an offer or lend him the $100,000 he needs, but he also advised his cousin to do what is best for his family. Teddy then came home and asked Nicola if Benji really can be trusted to keep his mouth shut, and he wasn't convinced by her response. That evening, Benji began digging at the site as promised, but he was horrified to be arrested by the police, who had presumably been set up by Teddy. As Benji was taken away, he called out that Nicola was who the police should really be looking at. Is Nicola's nightmare really over? Danny Dyer confirms he left EastEnders because of one character. Danny left his role as Mick Carter in 2022. He was swept out to sea following a showdown between him, Janine Butcher, and Linda Carter. As it stands, the Carter family have moved forward in their lives, believing Mick died, but because we never saw his body, there is always a chance he could return to the soap. Danny is one of the 4 famous faces taking part in the latest series of The Assembly, It features a cast of 35 interviewers who are autistic, neurodivergent, or learning disabled. They question Danny, David Tennant, Gary Lineker, and Jade, and they must answer everything honestly. During the installment with Danny, one of the many questions he got asked was about EastEnders. While talking to the group, Danny spoke about how the job was offered at just the right time for him. I reached a point where I'd made many mistakes in my life and no one would employ me anymore. Then EastEnders came along and said, "We love you. We want to put you in the Queen Vic." That saved my life because I had bailiffs at my door. The first 4 years were incredible. The star revealed. Danny then admitted things started to change for him when Dominic Treadwell Collins left as producer, as a result of the change in hands. A storyline aired that saw Mick begin a relationship with Janine. The star said that once Mick got put with Janine, he began to fear the character would get killed off. He added, "A new producer came in and he didn't like the Carters. He started to sack people, my son, my daughter. They've still got Kelly Bright in it, who plays my wife, Linda Carter, but then they split me up from Kelly and put me with Janine. When they told me I said Janine, but she murders people, I thought, oh no, if I stay too long, she'll kill me. I've got to get out. And basically, I went in the sea and was never found again." Also in the installment, Danny opened up about a period in his life that saw his wife, Jo, throw him out of the house. "She controls everything now," he said. Before elaborating, "She did kick me out because I was a parasite, and she deserved better." EastEnders confirms when the Vic will reopen in special tribute, Episode 2 celebrations in 1. The iconic Albert Square pub has been closed since the explosion in February's live 40th anniversary episode, which saw Martin Fowler tragically lose his life. Linda Carter and the Knights recently learned that repairs on the pub and their home are nearing completion. But when it comes to the Vic's reopening plans, 2 residents have a novel idea to make it a night to remember. Coinciding with the upcoming 80th anniversary of VE Day, residents of Walford will congregate at the newly reopened Vic in a special episode that will air on Thursday the 8th of May, paying tribute to those who gave their lives during the war. The party will mark a bittersweet moment for Nigel Bates amid his dementia journey, with his worsening symptoms leading him to believe it's 1995 and he's at a party that is marking the 50th anniversary of VE Day at the Vic. In a sweet gesture to their friend, it's Phil Mitchell and Jean Slater who managed to convince Linda to combine the pub's reopening with a VE Day tribute party. Like many others across the UK, who will be marking this poignant moment in history, we wanted to honour and remember those courageous individuals who gave their lives during the war with a special EastEnders episode, marking 80 years since the VE Day, said executive producer Chris Clenshaw in a press statement. In addition to the Vic celebrations, viewers can expect to see historical footage in the special episode from that fateful day when World War II ended and celebrations rolled out across the capital. There will also be poignant references and music played throughout that will give a nod to wartime Britain. Vicky's shock in EastEnders as she discovers real reason she was forced to leave Australia. The pair jetted into Walford from down under last month, alongside Ross's teenage son Joel, to represent the Fowler clan at Martin's funeral. As with most new arrivals, it soon transpired that they had quite a few skeletons in their closet. Firstly, half-sister Sharon Watts questioned why Vicky had separated from long-term partner Spencer Moon. She explained that Spencer had been unfaithful to her, but after his brother Alfie reached out, we learned that the shoe was very much on the other foot. Ross was his best pal and had betrayed his friendship for a relationship with Vicky. Secondly, the couple had quite the financial predicament, as they were in $50,000 worth of debt due to his divorce. Sharon was furious that Vicky had asked Ian Beale for the money instead, and a war erupted between the sisters. Vicky managed to wriggle her way out of the awkward situation, and Sharon agreed to cough up the cash. But an even bigger secret was later revealed to audiences. They weren't Ross's debts, they were Joel's. We're not exactly sure how he amassed such a hefty sum, but his dad warned him not to land himself in any more trouble. In upcoming scenes, with the trio now settling into their new life, and the job hunt has begun, While Ross has secured him a plush position working on Teddy Mitchell's project in Dartford, Vicky is worrying about how she will support herself. As they chat, Ross notices that Joel is distracted by his phone. Vicky attempts to defuse the argument between father and son, but Ross spells out that he doesn't need parenting advice and she's insulted. Luckily, it doesn't take long for the pair to reconcile, and she dips herself into another slice of East End drama, trying to convince Zach Hudson to steer clear of the Mitchells drama. He ignores her advice and issues Nicola with a threat. Returning home, she's shocked to learn the truth behind why they had to leave Australia. With Ross spilling the grisly details, will we finally learn how Joel ended up in so much debt?
Các bạn vừa theo dõi một sản phẩm của EastEnders Spoiler TV. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn.